dialoguing certain concepts in the Quran and the Gospel or Bible has long been done by classical mufasirs through israiliyyat narration. Now, similar studies are starting to flourish again with the term intertextual studies. This paper aims to continue this tradition by addressing the topic of Is's curse on the Jews. Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "The disbelievers of the children of Israel have been cursed with the tongues of David and Jesus the son of Mary. That is because they were disobedient and always transgressed." Quran Surah Almaidah verse 78. Ibn Abbas said about the curse on the disbelievers of the children of Israel in the above verse, "They have been cursed with all tongues, cursed with the covenant of Moses in the Torah, cursed with the covenant of Prophet David in the Zabur, and cursed with the covenant of Prophet Jesus in the Gospel." At-Tabari says in his tafsir that the curse that came out of the mouth of Prophet Isa is also contained in the Gospel, just as the curse from the mouth of Prophet David is contained in the book of Zabur, often associated with Psalms. If we examine the New Testament, the holy book that is often associated with the Injil, we will find 8 curses, or what is known as the 8 woes, that came out of the mouth of Jesus or Isa to the Jews of the Pharisees. The curses are listed in the book of Matthew 23, starting from verse 13. 1. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you shut the doors of the kingdom of heaven against men, for you yourselves do not enter, and you hinder those who seek to enter. 2. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you devour widows' houses, deceiving men's eyes with long prayers. Therefore you will surely receive the greater punishment. 3. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you sail the seas and travel the lands to convert one man to your religion, and after his conversion you make him a man of hell, twice as wicked as yourselves. 4. Woe to you, blind leaders, who say, to swear by the temple is invalid, but to swear by the gold of the temple is binding. 5. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay the tithe of basil, anise and cumin, but you neglect the most important things of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. One must be done, and the other not neglected. 6. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For your cup and dish are clean on the outside, but inside they are full of spoil and gluttony. 7. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, clean on the outside, but full of bones and all kinds of filth on the inside. 8. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and adorn the monuments of the righteous. It may be that Jesus' 8 curses on the Jews of the Pharisees are not the curses of Isa ibn Maryam on the disbelievers of the children of Israel, as explained in verse 78 of Surah Almaidah above, but at least it shows that Jesus' strong condemnation of the deviant Jews does exist in the New Testament. So verse 78 of Surah Almaidah above, and the 8 curses of Matthew 23, which are not necessarily related, at least have similar meanings. If we look at Jesus' harsh criticism in Matthew 23 above, the dominant characteristics of the Pharisees in this context are hypocrisy, falsehood wrapped in religion, pride in greatness, blocking people from the path of truth, encouraging others to do good but themselves negligent, and boasting in building the tombs of the prophets. Interestingly, among the 8 curses are characters such as knowing but not doing, and this was among the dominant characters of the Jews of Medina. Ibn Kathir, when commenting on Surah Al-Fatiha verse 7 said, "The Jews missed out on charity, and the Christians missed out on knowledge, so the wrath is for the Jews, and the error is for the Christians." At the time of Jesus, the children of Israel were divided into at least 3 groups: Perushim Pharisees, Sadducees Sadducees, and Essenes. The Pharisees are a strong candidate for the identity of the Jews in Medina. Jewish historian Dr. Haggai Marzuz argues that there are at least 17 instances of their scholarly circles changing the letters in their interpretation of the Torah. Haggai also believes that the Quranic criticism of this is not entirely wrong. In Islamic scholarship, the Jews of Medina are known for changing words from their proper place to Reef Bil Nash, or interpreting them in a distant way to Reef Bil Mana.